Today is the day. I am sitting in a combine. We were out in a soybean field that we tried the other day. That's all we ran, and we plugged the combine. This field is a lot crispier than it was the other time we came out here, but the only reason I'm out here is I had to pick the head up, put it on the cart. We're heading down the road 2 miles to a field that's a little more crispy. It doesn't have spots like this. Because our goal is, as soon as we are out of this field that we're going to, the drill is coming in with wheat. So we don't really want to have to be going around these areas and then coming back later and taking care of them. We're trying to do whole fields at this point in time. So this one we will come back to next week probably. Got the first dump in the truck. It's a little potty. That was the bottom. Well, no, that wouldn't have been the bottom of the hopper. That'd be the top. Beans are usually a little dirtier, but we were getting it dialed in. And then I hit that low spot down there going a little too fast, like 2.8 mile an hour, and I plugged the rotor, or the cylinder. So Dad's going to get our breaker bar that we'd built to reverse it, and we're just going to get her unplugged here real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Then we'll keep going. But we got quite a bit going for us already. About 5-6 acres in, I think. Well, guys, we went to the field for the 3rd time today. Our head's in front of the shop now, and it's kind of been frustrating. It's been like 1 lap down the field and then something happened, so that's the reason why there hasn't been any recording done. It's been a week since we've been in the field the last time, and this time went down the field, started coming back, and noticed this auger was bouncing up and down on this side, and it turns out the bearings were out. But this has a double bearing, so this bearing in the end of the auger here went out. This one was out, and this one's been out for a while, actually, judging by the wear. But there's no way to tell if that's out unless this starts wobbling, and it started wobbling today. But that is because this second bearing, that first bearing is right here. Now we're looking right here. This bearing is a carrier bearing, sort of, and it just completely blew the metal out inside this drum, and so we're working on getting that fixed up. The second bearing didn't make it. It was intact when this one went out and we found it, but it spun on the shaft and was messed up, so we ended up having to cut it off, and we got that stuff taken apart. But what I did over here with our new plasma cutter, since that pile in the scrap metal went bad, we got a titanium, a Harbor Freight plasma cutter, and cut a circle almost 8 inches diameter, and then cut out a spot that the flange drops into. I'm not going to touch it because it's probably still hot. Flange drops into the middle, and then we put bolts on and welded them in because you can't get to the backside once this is in. So that is set to go and get welded into that drum. We're going to assemble everything, get that set and centered, and then tack it in, take everything apart, and burn it in the rest of the way. And then the other problem, we got the bearings, and John Deere set them out for us. That's where Dad's at right now, is getting bearings. It's like 8 o'clock right now, 7:30. But we ended up getting the shaft out, and this shaft was completely chewed up. So that is what I'm working on now. This side where the second bearing rode wasn't as bad. There was like 1 or 2 spots. This one's all the way around. But I got them welded, built up, and then ground down fairly decently straight. So that should work. We'll test it with a bearing, find the high spots, keep grinding until we get to where we need to be. So now I'm working on this side. And we might have this thing put back together tonight. I doubt it. We'll probably end up having it done in the morning. Well, we finally got a good 4 or 5 hours. I wasn't recording because we were getting the stuff dialed in. That's where we're sitting so far, 26.3 acres. I can show you the whole field. That's something else. What is that? That's a moisture map, but some of it's filled in already. I don't know if that's from... There's some sort of overlay there for some reason. I don't know what that is. Yield, there we go. I don't know what that blue is. What's the blue? Is it showing reference? Data? I don't know. I don't know what that blue is, but that's what we got done so far. We got a nice diagonal cut on this field. All the short rows are done. All the headlands are done. So that's some sort of planter map it's overlaying. I think it might just be a planter coverage map. But we've got a good average so far. We're making money there, so I'm not complaining. In my mind, this is probably going to be one of the worst fields we have, so I'm not upset at all. We cut this field on a pretty good angle, but we have from that tree over to the fence row. I think it's going to be one more truck. I'm fairly sure it's going to be one more truck. This one I think is pretty full. This is load number 3. This field's 68 acres, so 4 truckloads. It's pretty good beans. Now, it isn't what it could be. We'll say that. It could have packed some more test weight. Beans are a little small in spots, but I'm not complaining. We're making money, and that is more than I expected from soybeans this year. So we're just gonna roll with it, and hopefully they all run this good. We'll see if I gotta swap with Dad so he can go do chores. But next things up is we gotta soil sample this field and then drill it to wheat, and then we'll spray it sometime this fall. Another late night in the books, late Sunday night. Finishing the average up, it's about the same. We're 57 acres in this time. So this is what we got left. It's 68 acres total. We got that blue triangle there to do yet. It's just getting too tough. I've got 685 bushels in the cart. That was my hopper amount. So yeah, we got to get another 160 bushels for a truck. But the truck's full. It's at the farm. So I've got something to do right away in the morning. Got some work to do on the grain cart too. But average moisture is a little low. If that moisture was higher or optimum, we would probably have pretty close to yield target yields, I would think. But that's where we're at. 3,170 bushels so far. When we're done with this field, we will be within 500 bushel of our the halfway mark of our contracts, which is nuts because this field is 25% of our soybeans. So, what do you say, Mac? Time to retire for the night?